So hello, welcome to the stream. I couldn't again think of a title for the talk, so I so I called it As It Comes, meaning whatever comes out. As it comes. My hair's a mess. I haven't even so welcome. Yeah, I do I do these streams every Thursday, most Thursdays at 8:30, and most Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. UK time. Contain the crazy. Contain the crazy. Yeah. You watch through YouTube, you ask questions through Skype. It's all written below if you're not sure. Pretty straightforward, really. So oh dear, it's really funny doing these streams because why is it funny? I don't know. Because like I don't have any particular thing to talk about. Obviously, there's a knowing it's a non-duality broadcast, but it's like non-duality loses its meaning. The more you listen to this subject, the more you talk about this subject. I've been doing these talks now for my youngest is 6, so about 5 years, I think, 4 to 5 years. Yeah, and so you just yeah. And so much has changed in the way that I speak in that short period, really, 5 years, but so much has changed. And yet there's still this joy about communicating this message of freedom. So yeah, I have no script, no real idea of what to talk about specifically. So we'll see what comes. I've got a feeling it will be about wholeness. It will be about wholeness. So I remember I used to want to escape this life, escape the intensity of life. Escape the pains of life, the confusion about life. I felt that life was the problem. This world was the problem. That was the cause of my suffering. This world, the problems in the world. And in discovering spirituality, it felt like this was the ticket out of this world. It would allow me to get out of this, escape this. But it's quite funny how the way that I communicate now, in one-to-ones with people, especially, and in these talks as well, actually, is the opposite. I don't talk about escaping life, escaping the experience of being human, escaping the conditioning, escaping the circumstances. So it's the opposite of what I thought it was offering. And you could say this is what awakening is. It's a not what you think. You think and project of something else, of getting to a higher plane, of elevating yourself above the world, above others, above your circumstances. But this is, in a way, the brutalness of this message. It's not talking about you getting somewhere else. It's pointing right back to the current happening. Whatever that is, the current happening. But there's been such a momentum to escape the current happening, to get somewhere else, get into a concept, into an idea, to escape what's currently happening. But this is the fire that's often talked about in spirituality, that fire, that burning. Which isn't something you as someone separate can do or make happen. It's just this life is what it is. And it's all things. It's all things. And it's so beautiful that it's all things. You imagine, not intentionally, but you watch these people, celebrities on TV, even speakers, and you imagine they have this perfect life. They have no negative emotions. There's some kind of purity, and it gives us that pedestal, that thing to work towards and project onto as being better. We don't see people in their home. We don't see Brad Pitt or, I don't know, a celebrity in their home picking their nose or being rude to their maid or whatever it is. We don't see that. We see a glossed over version. I mean, even in this talk, the talks that I do, you don't get to see, me screaming and shouting, or me, I don't know, whatever it is, crying or whatever. Not through me trying to mislead, but it's just the way it's set up. I'm not going to be screaming and shouting right now because there's no thing to scream or shout about right now. But just the way so you see these speakers, you see these celebrities, that they're so perfect in their behavior, in their conditioning, and that isn't the case at all. That isn't what I want to present as being this perfect, still human. So this message isn't about being a perfect human. This message is about something else. And we aren't used to things being about something else. We're used to things being about us as a human, our story, our problems, our conditioning, our ideas about the world, our issues. Whereas this freedom isn't about any of that. That doesn't imply those things aren't relevant and don't have a place in this. This is all encompassing, all inclusive. It includes that human, it includes the conditioning, it includes that particular flavour of human. This isn't a rejection to any part of life, to any part of being human. That's why it's so beautiful. But it's pointing to something that isn't contained or limited to a human. Something that allows all of this life to appear. Something that is all of this life. But isn't bound to the conditions and seeming rules of this life. It's totally free. Totally free. Untaintable, unfindable, ungraspable. And therefore it can't be found by the mind or by the intellect. Maybe you can't hear me now. Someone did say something. Well done. something that's living. It's alive. So this isn't something that you as a human achieve or get hold of or own or have, which is really bizarre in the human world, because in the human world it's all about us. Like, if it's not about us, what's the point? If it's not about me, what's the point? Because this is freedom. Freedom. The human world isn't freedom. It's changeful. It's moving. It's getting. It's losing. It's full on and it's beautiful as well. It's beautiful. But it can never be completion. It can never be home. This is home. What's currently happening. This is all there is. This is what life is. What is currently happening. All of it. Nothing's excluded. All ideas, all thoughts, all feelings, all reactions. So if you have any questions, then you can send them on Skype. I'm online on Skype now. I don't get many questions normally on Skype. Sad, I'm too good. My introductions are just too good. They answer all the questions. Or maybe there aren't any questions. Maybe people who listen to my streams don't have any questions. Well, thank you for sharing this with me. It really is a joy, as you can tell. Okay, I'm back on Sunday at 10 a.m. So maybe I'll see you then. Bye.